they're not going to come back and hire us again if that video didn't work. That video could be the best video ever, but it needs to have a good strategy behind it.
He started his journey in 2004, even before YouTube was a thing, helping his mom market real estate with video courses he took in high school. 2 decades later, he's the mastermind behind a global content house. Today, we're joined by Torrey Tayenaka, the co-founder and CEO of Sparkhouse. From cinematic commercials for Amazon and YouTube to cutting-edge 3D animations, Torrey has built a production powerhouse in California that doesn't just make beautiful videos, they make videos that sell. How AI is revolutionizing video distribution across languages, and why a 6-second hook is the ultimate weapon in an era of shrinking attention spans.
If it doesn't actually do anything, if it doesn't accomplish the goal of driving sales, increasing website views, increasing time on website, whatever it might be, then the video is a failure, even if it's amazing. I don't like counting my successes with views. I'd rather have them click through, visit the website, actually make that purchase, or whatever that goal CTA is going to be.
The attention span is shrinking kind of drastically. How to get that attention from the viewers.
If you can hook them in that first 6 seconds, they're going to stay for that 5 minutes and watch it.
Your work sits at the intersection of storytelling, brand strategy, and the video execution. So what do you say if I ask you about the core pillars of your business for this Sparkhouse? Welcome back to The Next Move with Venkat. Hi Torrey, welcome to the show.
Awesome, thanks for having me.
Okay Torrey, so to just start off the episode, could you please start telling about yourself and the Sparkhouse? So you started the journey from picking up the camera and now running the Sparkhouse. So how this entire journey has been?
Yeah, so we're coming up on 20 years of Sparkhouse. Well, we rebranded back in 2011. So we've been this name for 14 years. Before that, it was called OC Creative Media. So I actually started this company in high school doing real estate marketing. My mom's a residential real estate agent. She is now, and she was. And so when I was in high school, she was looking for ways to market some of the homes. And I had just taken some video courses, some photography courses. And so I went out and started helping do like video tours and flyers and things like that. Mind you, this is in 2004. So this is before YouTube was launched. So video wasn't a big thing online. So a lot of what we were doing was on the technology side of being able to compress the video files small enough to be able to stream them online. Again, before internet wasn't that fast, there was a lot of things that we had to go overcome. But when we did the rebrand in 2011, we really are focusing on video marketing. So we consider ourselves a video production agency, but also like a video marketing agency. So we specialize in live action commercials. So things that you would see on connected TV, Amazon streaming, YouTube, Meta, things like that. But we also do animation, so 2D and 3D animation, as well as photography, both product and lifestyle. So at the end of the day, like we're really a content house that can help any agency or brand or company create content that's going to help accomplish their goals. 80-90% of what we do is going to be on the marketing side. So again, something that is promoting a product, promoting a service or a company. But once we get into the marketing ecosystem of our clients, of our brands, we do open up and start creating a lot of other video content for them. So kind of behind the scenes, we do a lot of training videos, instructional videos, testimonials. We've even done some internal like company updates where a CEO or a president of a company is giving an entire team update for the quarter, things like that. But it's constantly evolving. But at the end of the day, like we really just do anything video or photo.
Got it. Yeah, that has been the amazing journey you have, like from real estate to video production and then marketing and then animation. This has been really amazing. Yeah. Was there any kind of specific moment you have in your life where you wanted to start the Sparkhouse or the before brand to do the entire video marketing, not just only kind of recording the videos, but to want to take this to another level?
Yeah, I think a lot of it came down to like just interacting with our customers and finding out what type of service we needed to offer to get customers to come back. So if we just filmed the content, just created the content, but didn't help with the strategy, didn't help with how the clients are going to use the video, we saw that like our clients were excited to start. They were excited to work on the project. They were excited when they got the final video, but then they didn't know what to do with it. They just uploaded it to their YouTube page. A lot of times, like the name of the video was still like version MP4. Like they weren't optimizing the videos. And so they weren't getting views, they weren't working. And so that's when we found out, they're not going to come back and hire us again if that video didn't work. That video could be the best video ever, but it needs to have a good strategy behind it. And so that's when we really started focusing on the marketing side of it. So we are full service when it comes to the production. So, we do everything from script writing and concept development, casting of actors, filming, all that kind of stuff. But before all of that, we really sit down and talk to our clients about the strategy behind how they're going to use the video. So I would say like a good amount of them, they're head of their marketing department, or we're working with an agency. So they have a good idea. They might come to us saying, hey, we have a trade show coming up. We're working on a ton of stuff for CES, which is going to be in January here. So we know exactly where that video is going to live. And so when we know that, we're going to also tailor the type of video, the style of the video, the overall flow. Just that as an example, trade show videos, if it's going to be looping on a screen behind the booth, it can't have audio, or if it does, it's going to be like repeating over and over and over and driving the people running the booth crazy. And a lot of people are not going to just sit there and watch it like they do a commercial. It's going to be while they're walking by. They might be talking to someone at a booth and it's more looping. So we just give them strategy and advice on how to make sure that that video is going to be optimized for that, the way that they're going to use it. And then beyond that, from a budget perspective, we want to strategically think about if we are going to create a video for a trade show that's going to be looping, and we're going to, again, cast actors, rent a location, get the product looking really good on camera. Is there value in creating other pieces of content at the same time? So we might create follow-up videos that they can email out to the people who visited their booth, might be able to run retargeting ads with some shorter clips or static ads. So we try to build like that ecosystem of content for a lot of our clients.
Sounds really interesting. Yeah, to be honest, I really like the commercials, even in my childhood. I used to only watch the commercials and sing the songs, whatever comes into it. It is really kind of an amazing art, I would say. So
yeah, I think it's different. And it's cool. Like I went to film school. I went to USC for film school. So a lot of, the kids that I went to school with, they wanted to make movies. They wanted to make long form, really beautiful 2-hour movies. But there's something, unique about being able to tell a story that you remember, that drives sales, that does stuff for your clients. That's only 30 seconds. Sometimes now, because of social media, some of them are only 6 seconds. So you got to have the right writing and understand how to tell that story really quickly.
Yeah, true. I really agree. So, correct me if I'm wrong, like your work sits at the intersection of storytelling, brand strategy, and the video execution. So, what do you say if I ask you about the core pillars of your business for the Sparkhouse, and how do you identify, or how do you express the relative importance of each pillar?
So we don't have it like completely broken out into like core values or anything like that. But I think one of the things that we really keep pushing is that we want to create, we say that we want to create videos that are going to accomplish our clients' goals. So that's going to be the first one. So if you hire us to make an amazing video, like I said, if it doesn't actually do anything, if it doesn't accomplish the goal of driving sales, increasing website views, increasing time on website, whatever it might be, then the video is a failure, even if it's amazing. So again, first thing we always want to make sure we're doing is creating videos that accomplish our clients' goals. But then we also really want to take what we call an entrepreneurial approach to the budget and to the scope of the project. We try to get as creative as possible to source more affordable locations, sometimes free locations. If you watch the thousands of videos that are on our website, I personally am in a lot of them. You'll see me like in the background instead of hiring an actor. So whatever we can do to save the client money, we're really going to focus on that. It might not even be reducing the overall budget of the project, but what we're able to do is if we don't spend, say, $5,000 on renting a location, we can spend $5,000 more on set design or hiring more actors or having better equipment, whatever it might be. So again, we're just trying to make sure that we're not wasting our clients' budget. And I think that allows us to become more of a partner with our clients, and then they trust us, they want to come back. And obviously that's the goal from the business perspective.
Got it. And coming back to your background, so you have a film background and the film and the production background. So when it is coming to creating the ads, so how do you kind of get that storytelling mindset into the integrating it to the ads, especially for niche specific brands?
Yeah, I mean, so a lot of what we do, like we have to learn a ton about the product that we're doing a commercial for, the brand that we're representing. And so that dives into everything from what's the, customer persona that we're talking to. Who are they? What's the demographic? What makes them tick. We want to know the goods and the bads of the product as well. So we're going to want to know, like, what are their selling snags? Some of the greatest products in the world might be really expensive, or they might be hard to use, or maybe they don't last very long, whatever it might be. So the goal of telling the story, it's telling a story that we know is going to show off all the features and the benefits of the product. It's going to avoid talking about selling snags or anything that might be of a concern to the potential customer, but also we're talking to the right customer about the right thing. We're currently working on some videos for medical devices. Those are super technical, very advanced. If I show those to even someone within our own company, some of the videos, they might be like, I'm not following it. I don't understand it, but they're not the target audience. For these specifically, we're targeting doctors, surgeons. And so we have to step into their shoes and just understand, like, to tell a story to that person, it's different than to the masses. And so each project is completely unique, because we do have brands that are more basic, whether it's, an apparel brand or, like we've done some stuff for some furniture brands. Like those are going to be very consumer friendly, easy to understand. And again, like each project, we have to just take a step back and really understand how we're going to be using that video and who we're talking to.
Is there any kind of situation you have in your business career when someone came to you and not said, okay, this video is not enough for me, I want more minutes of the videos or something like that? So if there is any situation, and how do you approach that?
So yeah, maybe early on, video is a unique thing. It's not a lot of people have experience creating video. It's getting better now because, like iPhones can shoot a lot of really good videos. There's GoPros and things like that. So people are getting into it and kind of understand that it's not you can't just click a button and it's done. But yeah, but very early on, I think the thing that we learned was we needed to have a very clear process and very clear milestones that we present to the client along the way. So our average project takes anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks from concept to final delivery. So we have a process. It's on our website, but you can see, like, we walk our clients through. First, we're going to go through concepts. You're going to choose your favorite concept, and then we're going to move to the next phase. That next phase is going to be a mood board. This is where we're going to visualize the overall style and tone of the video. We're going to be collaborative. People are going to have opinions, and we'll change things. But if you can imagine, I think we have about 10 steps from concept to final delivery. By the time we're getting that final video delivered to them, there's not a lot of surprises. They've seen the storyboards, they've seen, again, the mood boards, things like that. Some agencies, and again, like what we were doing early on, we would just kick off and then come back 6 to 8 weeks later and present a video. And there were times there where, the client was like, I was expecting something different. I wanted something a little bit, more this way. And in video, you can't go backwards. Once we filmed it, that's what we filmed. So yeah, our process has really helped with that kind of communication and transparency with the client, just to make sure that they're happy right away.
Yeah, makes sense. And now let's zoom out and talk a little bit about what is really happening right now in the industry. So with short form content, it is exploding, and social media content, as you said, like everyone is creating videos using the iPhones or the GoPros, especially the short form content. So what kind of major shifts you are observing right now in the industry, especially in related to the commercials and the brands?
I mean, I think just like any industry, AI is obviously making a huge impact on every industry, right? And ours is not anything unique. So we're seeing a lot of people attempting to use AI, like for content creation, video creation, photography. It's still kind of the Wild West. There's so many, I'm sure, rules and regulations that are going to be rolling out about how you can use things, whether or not it's got the likeness of other people. We're seeing a big benefit from it, less on the content creation side and more on helping with the distribution and just making sure that video is getting not only to the right people, but in the right format, the right language, the right pieces. So just to give you an example, we were able to take a long form keynote presentation that might be 20, 30 minutes long. AI can very quickly edit that down into 15 different 60-second highlights or little topic chunks that can be posted on TikTok, on Instagram. Again, might not be super understandable to everyone, but one of the big things that just is a time crunch is, if you're watching this podcast on a YouTube, like it's a 16:9 widescreen. That's your standard like commercial. But then if you want to post this to TikTok, it needs to go vertical. And that's not just a button press, or it's getting that way now with AI. So we can use AI to help with that. If you're posting it organically on Instagram, it's got to go to square. So again, like just a lot more work, and AI is helping kind of optimize a lot of that. But the one that I really like is how we're able to really quickly, with just like a click of a button, translate and redub any of our content into a different language. And now that video can be used to market to different audiences in different countries and different regions and things like that. So right now it's helping on some of that polishing work. We really like it from the concept, like script writing, brainstorming, things like that. We haven't gone as far as just saying like we're going to create an entire video out of AI, but we're keeping it definitely on the forefront. Like, we're testing them as they're coming out. We're playing with them and seeing where we see value in there. But when it comes to our clients, like we haven't had a ton of clients that are like, hey, we're going to pivot. We're going to now start creating them in AI. We don't want to, have it completely filmed or anything like that. And I think what that comes down to is the risk reward of what they're trying to do from a strategy perspective. So I think AI, if you and I want to make a funny video using AI and we post it on Facebook or we post it on Instagram and people like it or don't like it, there's not a lot of risk in that. We're not ruining our reputation. We're not, losing customers because of that. Like if people don't love the video. But if you are launching a product at CES, like what's coming up in 2 months, and your company has spent millions of dollars on R&D and the timing is perfect, as people know, like if you launch a product and it's misunderstood or it flops, like it might never recover from that launch. So yeah, it's a risk and reward. So are you willing to risk, creating a piece of content using AI right now to do your product launch? I personally don't think it's ready, but again, next week it's probably going to change, and we got to keep an eye on a lot of that stuff because there's some cool stuff for sure coming out.
Yeah, got it. Is there any particular thing you are excited about in the coming trends? Okay, this is what I'm really looking for. Is there anything, something like that?
I mean, I love playing with a lot of the new tech. We're using AI right now to help develop like some internal applications for productivity, which I think as that gets better, it's just going to be amazing. I'm not like, if you've ever used a project management software, so many project management softwares were developed by companies internally because they were frustrated with the project management software they were using. And there's so many project management softwares that are niched into specific industries because each industry needs unique things. And so I can just see with the power of AI and being able to develop custom software super quickly, we're going to get to a point where each company internally can create their own project management software that's super customized to them, not just their industry, but the way that the style of work that they do, the number of team members that they have, how they collaborate with each other. And so and that's just on a really high level project management side, but we're using it all the way down to creating storyboards, or we have to craft shot lists and schedules. And as, again, the AI is getting better, it's just making that a lot more efficient and easier on our team, which allows us to then, whether it's create more content for our clients faster, cheaper, but also higher quality. Like we can focus on the important things like creative versus trying to coordinate the project management process so much.
That sounds really interesting. And if we talk about challenges, so every business has friction and success comes from the constraints. So if I ask you about the one toughest challenge or the bottleneck you have for your business and one for your clients, what is it?
Yeah, I think like I kind of mentioned what we're really proud of on the process side. That has always been a struggle. And while we do have a great process, it's constantly evolving. The biggest thing I think that I've learned as an entrepreneur is, we have team members that are working in a specific role. Obviously, we will have turnover. We have some employees that have been here for over 10 years, but we also have new people all the time. So when we bring them in, if there's not a clear process, there was so much that was still in the head of the last producer. So getting a lot of that information out and documenting SOPs around every step that we're doing it's been work, but it's something that's helped us a ton. So we can really quickly add someone and give them access to a database where they can learn how to do any step along the way of our process. So just like optimizing that process around as a company. And then I think optimizing the way that we onboard new team members, train them, get them up to speed so that there isn't, I don't want to have a B team of people, right? We want everyone to come in and be able to perform at that high level so that when we get a new project, we're not like, do we want to give it to the A team or give it to the B team? We want to make sure that everyone's up, at the level that we want.
Yeah, I get it. And what is it for your clients? So
The struggles that
in
they're
general.
having? Our clients are so diverse and different. So we really service like every type of industry. Like I said, we do a lot of consumer electronics, but we have private high schools as a client. We have metal distribution companies. So like every single one has a different structure. But I guess like the struggle that I would see that could be worked on would be, the person in charge of marketing, the person who's in charge of hiring us and creating a piece of video content, to make sure that they have the entire team's buy-in on what video we're making and why. So I've seen definitely where we might get 80% of the way through a project. It's been going great, but then it gets tossed up to some management or someone else on the team that wasn't a part of the project the entire time, and all of a sudden we have like new opinions and new concepts. And when you have that kind of like mishmash of ideas, it's just not cohesive. So getting everyone on the same page of what we're doing obviously would help us a lot. But I never know what's going on internally with that company. I understand that CEOs and founders probably can't be in every meeting with every single project, right? So we have to figure out ways to just make sure that everyone on their team is going to be excited with what we create, which is hard. It's hard to make a video that everyone likes. So.
Yeah, got it. And let's talk about the future. Future is obviously kind of exciting for everyone. So what is your next move for the 2026?
So it keeps coming back to the process. I think a lot of what I want to set up internally is like a rock solid process or structure that allows us to consistently deliver high quality videos to our clients. Right now we're doing it, but it's always a lot of work, learning new industries, learning new clients. So again, we're really focusing on making sure that we can build a machine that can just have that high quality consistently. And from a personal perspective, like I want to do that with the ability to be more remote, more hands off. So again, I can have a team. We can expand as we need. If we get more clients, we can shrink if we need, if we're not getting new projects. But just having it where it's something that kind of can run on its own is really going to be the goal for the next couple of years.
Yeah, sounds really amazing. And yeah, I really wish you all the very best for the next move. And if you could share one suggestion for the people out there who is really into the video production or the marketing especially. So my straightforward question would be like, okay, so now the attention span is shrinking kind of drastically. Like now the average attention span is in seconds. So maybe in future it is going to be even reduced. So if it is coming to commercials or the short form content, what advice would you give to the people who is into the video production? So how to get that attention from the viewers now within the first 10 seconds, I would say.
I mean, people have been saying that attention spans are shorter, that videos are shorter, all this stuff. But honestly, and I know it's a hot topic right now, but I've been hearing this for probably over 5 years, over 10 years now of attention span. But the way that I really approach it is you need to grab that attention just quickly. Unless, I mean, there's a couple platforms where, like imagine like YouTube, like you have to watch that video until you hit skip, right? And so you have someone locked in. They have to watch it. Whether or not that video is only 6 seconds or if it's 5 minutes, if you can hook them in that first 6 seconds, they're going to stay for that 5 minutes and watch it. We've seen some of the best campaigns, the best performing video ads. They're not short, they're long. They're just engaging, they're entertaining, they're shocking, something about it just catches people. And so what we really want to focus on is getting that attention early, but then making sure that all the elements of your goal are in your video. So if you got a lot of attention on a 6-second video, but it doesn't actually talk about the right features or drive the right CTA, what's the point? That's just a viral video that got a lot of views. But if you have a 3-minute video that covers everything that's needed for a customer to make a decision about your product or your company, and you engage them in that first 6 seconds, so you got some good viewership, up to that, say 30-40% mark, there's a lot of strategies you can do to still just be super successful there, whether it's retargeting those people, hitting that same audience multiple times, you can get the views that you need. But again, I don't like counting my successes with views. I'd rather have them click through, visit the website, actually make that purchase, or whatever that goal CTA is going to be. That's going to be our success metric more than anything.
Got it. Yeah, I really wanted to ask you that question. Other than views, what could be the other metric you would calculate in terms of the engagement or in terms of the reach of any type of video? So you already answered it, but
there's a lot of there's some cool softwares out there too that are helping with this. So you can actually upload your like early versions of your commercial. You can get hundreds of people they're paid, but they view it and they basically analyze how engaged that person is. So they turn on their webcam. It sees if they're looking away, they're bored, they're yawning, or if they get excited during certain sections. And we're learning from that data to just improve the edits, improve the next round of videos, things like that.
Thank you so much, Torrey, for sharing all the insights and all the wisdom you have. It has been really a wonderful conversation. I hope our audience also will find so much value from this episode. So if anyone wants to find you out online, where they can check out for you.
So the company website is the Sparkhouse. We don't own sparkhouse.com, someone else does, but the THE Sparkhouse. And also me personally, I have my own website with a couple other ventures at Torrey, TORREYT.com. So you can check me out there.
Got it. Really amazing. Thank you so much, Torrey, for this conversation. And thank you everyone for watching this episode. And if anyone really likes this type of content, please share with them, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.